This is a continuation of the subtopic size and growth of population in India. So, renowned scholar Amartya Sen is of the view that famines are caused due to inability of people to obtain or buy food, failure of entitlements. So, when are people unable to obtain or buy food? When they are poor. So, he's talking about poverty, and due to that, people are not being able to obtain or buy food. Improved means of communication, increased agricultural production, relief and preventive measures helps in reducing deaths due to famines and epidemics. So these are some of the ways in which you can control or decrease the deaths that are taking place due to famines and due to epidemics. Okay, so when there is more agricultural production, when there is proper means of improved and increased means of communication between people, and when there are preventive measures, when there are programs launched by the government to help the people in need, all of these measures will help in reducing the death rate due to famines and epidemics. Starvation's death are reported from backward regions of the country. So there are starvation means not to get enough food, to starve, to feel hungry but not get food. So starvation deaths are reported from backward regions of the country. So people are still dying of hunger in the backward areas of the country, of our nation, India. The Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act, it deals with the problem of starvation and hunger in rural areas. So it is programs like this which are helping people, which are helping the people in the backward areas, and hence the death rate has been declining. So one of the program which deals with the problem of starvation and hunger among people in the rural areas is the Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act. So it also gives employment to the people, and when people are employed, they will obviously be able to sustain their life. So death rates keep declining, whereas birth rate continues to remain high. So here what they're saying is that death rate, the rate at which people are dying declines, but the birth rate, the rate at which children are being born in the country, it remains high. Like you remember, we studied in theory of demographic transition in the first stage, that is the primitive stage, pre-industrial stage, where death rates and birth rates both are high. But then in the second stage, that is the stage of developing societies, industrial society, death rate declines due to improved medical facilities, because people are like getting proper medical facilities, hence less people are dying. But then even in the second stage, the birth rate, it continues to remain consistent, it does not decline, it remains high like in the previous stage, because people are accustomed to reproducing number of children, in fact a large number of children, because many of our grandfathers, grandmothers, or great grandmothers, they gave birth to quite a handful number of children, right? So that is why death rate, I mean like the birth rate remains high. Death rates declines as health facilities improve and becomes available to the people. Yeah, that's what I said. So when there is availability of medical facilities, less number of people die. If infant mortality declines, birth rate will slowly begin to decline. So what is infant mortality? Infant, it's the a child dying when he is still very young, when he is still a baby, right? So when infant mortality declines, when newborn children, they stop dying right after birth, then birth rate will slowly begin to decline. Because if a woman reproduces a child, and if the child dies, then she may give give birth to another child after a few years or after a year. But then if they already have a child who is alive and who is growing, then they will obviously not give birth to many children, maybe one or two. So states with low fertility rate are Andhra Pradesh, West Bengal, Himachal Pradesh, Punjab, Tamil Nadu, Kerala. So you all already know what total fertility is. I have given the definition in the earlier PowerPoint. And states with high total fertility rates are Bihar, Uttar Pradesh, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh. Moving to the next slide. According to the Economic Survey 2018 to 2019, India's total birth rate was 22.4%, where rural birth rate was 22.4 and urban birth rate was 17.3. So, according to Economic Survey, between the years 2018 to 19, total birth rate in India was 22.4%. So, rural birth among like from there, rural birth rate was 22.4% and urban rate 17.3. So rural is more than urban. So this is self-explanatory because in rural areas the basic means, the basic means of employment is agriculture. So people owning large farms of land, instead of keeping labor, they give birth to many children as they need more hand to work in their farms. Hence, they give birth to more children. Whereas in urban area, people are more educated and then they try to maintain a certain standard of living. So if they give birth to too many kids or like more than two kids, it will be quite difficult for them to maintain a certain standard of living. And then they also believe in the idea of small families, which is actually much of advantage to people. The next point is Uttar Pradesh and Bihar accounts for the highest birth rate in India. So in India, Uttar Pradesh and Bihar has the highest birth rate. These two are the states where the birth rate is extremely high. They have the highest birth rate. By the year 2040, Uttar Pradesh and Bihar will account for 50% of addition to India's population. So, it is expected that Uttar Pradesh and Bihar by 2040 will be held accountable for about 50%, like half of the country's population. Okay, they will be adding, where Uttar Pradesh is expected to account for 22% of this increase. So there are a lot of figures and a number of tables and charts. So I want all of you all to go through it, read your text, and I've highlighted important points in the PowerPoint. So just because it's only the important points are here doesn't mean that you study only from here. Reading the text is very important, okay? And please go through the charts and the tables and try to understand. Okay, thank you.